Greetings. It's your friend, your buddy, your pal, your teacher, ABW. The question comes to me a lot about everything as it pertains to women. I love consulting guys, young guys, middle-aged guys, old guys, every guy. I've had them, and I love consulting guys because it really is a big issue with guys. It does a lot for a man to know how to handle women, deal with women, handle their relationship, which is still dealing with women. And when I say handle, I mean really, you never know. Every woman is different. For somebody to say that they know women is ludicrous. It's absolute nonsense. You don't know women. Nobody knows women. I don't know women. But what I do know is there are principles. Principles are principles because they always work. There are principles to dealing with a member of the opposite sex. And it all has to do with you. It has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with you. Because you can't control a woman. You can only control your responses and your emotions. You can only control your decisions and your actions. It's all you can control. And that has a direct effect on her, how she responds back to you, how she begins to act from there. Yes, that is true. But what you do only influences that. It doesn't determine it. Why am I saying this? Why are you saying this, ABW? I want you to take a look at why men have always been. I mean, think about this. We've been made this way to seek the affection of women. It does a lot for a man's self-esteem. It did a lot for my self-esteem when I learned how to control my emotions, therefore having a greater advantage with dealing with women. It did a lot for me when I learned how to. When I came into myself, I guess that's the amateur term to say it. I don't know. I don't want to speak too complicated, but yeah, when I came into myself as a teenager and I learned how to love myself, be myself, know who I was, and control myself in a different manner with women, and how to use my actions to influence, not manipulate and not direct, but influence a woman's response to me. That did a lot for my self-esteem. Maybe too much. It did a lot. It inflated my ego. It can direct you in the wrong path, is what I'm saying. I'm going about it in a roundabout way to say that women can be, and I've said this before, your pursuit of women, or your pursuit or that preoccupation can be such a distraction for you. One of my favorite books of the Bible is Ecclesiastes, and to some people who've ever read that book, it's a dark book. It might be a cynical book, or it might be a book that gives no hope. But I read it in a different way. I read it in a way that it's perspective. It's all about perspective, and I want you to gain perspective on why the relationship that you're in, why the relationship that you're pursuing is so important to you, or isn't important to you, or do you have it positioned in your life in the right way? Again, do you have your relationship, or your pursuit of a relationship, or your pursuit of, any relationship with the female, as what we're talking about right now? It can be a sexual relationship, of course. Yes, that is always a prevailing thing in the back of people's minds and guys' mind. But think about how important that is, should be, or shouldn't be for you. Think about that. That's what I'm trying to get at. Evaluate that, because as much as it's fun, and trust me, I'm not bragging, but my experience is a reality that I have a responsibility to teach. I've had lots of women in bed, in relationships, whatever. I've had tons of experience, tons and tons of experience with women. That's just fact. And that's not to brag. I'll never put my exploits out there in a grandiose type of way. I'm just a regular guy, but I've had a substantial number of women. You can let your imagination run, but that's not the point. Point is, I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to qualify my experience, qualify my knowledge. That yes, it's fun to have, an infinite number of women. It's fun. It's wonderful. It is. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it says, young men, enjoy your youth. Solomon is saying, Solomon, if you don't know, Solomon had 700 wives, 300 concubines, and that's just noted. That's just, that's on record. He was the richest, wisest, most visible man in ancient times. In his generation, in his time that he lived, he was the one, the man. He could have any woman that he wanted, of all shapes, sizes, races, everything, whatever you can think of. He had it. He could have it. He did have it. He implied it in so many ways. He said he didn't stop his heart's desire from anything. And why are you saying this again, ABW? I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because I want you to gain perspective on your pursuit of a relationship of any kind. And the prevailing theme in Ecclesiastes was, it's all vanity. Vanity meaning that it's all useless. It's all, what is it really for? This is a man who could have every woman, and he said it's all for nothing. It's all vanity. It's all useless. It's pointless at the end of the day. I haven't had as many women as Solomon, I can imagine, but again, I've had lots of women, and it's all pointless in a sense. I mean, I look back fondly on memories sometimes, I might see one that I've had and look back fondly, and not like they were mostly bad experiences or anything. So you have the memories. It's good to look back fondly. I'm not the type of guy to sit in the bar and brag about everything I've done or tell my stories or, it's all for me. It's all, when I did it, it was for me. And it wasn't for show. It wasn't for anybody else. It was for me. And it's gonna stay with me in my memory, in my head, for the most part. Except for the knowledge that I'm trying to, or the experience that I'm trying to impart to somebody. And God bless you if it's not a distraction for you. God bless you if it's not something that's always at the fore. I admire those type of men that have the drive to where they are in tunnel vision mode and women just aren't much of a priority to them. I envy them. God bless them. That wasn't me in my experience in my younger years. Had all the talent in the world. And this is not to lament or be regretful. It's just real. It's my experience. It's no different than an alcoholic changing his life around and telling his story. It's a triumph. It's victory. But yes, women were a distraction to me. Had all the talent, had all the know-how, the drive. I had the drive. I made things happen. But I could have made a lot of things bigger and better. But I can say that my pursuit of relationships of all kinds with women did distract me at times. I won't get too more personal than that, but yeah. So, why are you saying this, ABW? I just want you to get perspective. I guess that's the word of the day. Don't want to be melancholy, but get you get you some perspective. Get you some perspective. Sorry. Now the paradoxical thing, the paradoxical thing is when you truly adopt a mindset of not caring. When you find something that you can focus on, that you read, if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, there's a section on sex transmutation. To some, it's very cryptic and very vague, but I get it. I get it about sex transmutation because all sex when you're sexual energy is just what it is. It's energy. That sexual drive is just energy. Just what are you going to direct that energy to? Because if you don't have energy, you don't have anything. If you don't have energy, you can't produce. You can't create. You can't move. So the fact that you have a sexual drive, I felt like I had I still do. I feel like I have a maybe abnormal sex drive. I don't know. Seems like when I look around, it seems like there's other guys that are like me or worse. Then there seems like there's a whole lot of guys that just aren't that driven by sex. And that's good. But are you driven for anything? Thank God that you're driven, that you have a drive, sexual or not. It's all about how are you going to direct that drive. So thank God for that. Thank the universe, the stars, whatever you think, for that energy. So use that energy to create. Use that energy to when you get when you do get one that comes your way. Use that energy to, make her remember you. And what I was saying is the paradoxical thing is once you adopt the mindset that I don't care, once you adopt the mindset of being focused on something, on a goal, on a worthy goal, on a worthy ideal. That's Earl Nightingale's definition of success. So you're a successful guy. They're gonna start coming your way. Really gonna start coming your way. I mean, females, of course. They're gonna start coming your way. They really do. They really are. And I love when I see guys in their 20s, in their mid-20s, who really get focused. Man, it's wonderful when you learn how to get focused, and then you at the same time you still honing the skills of being more of a charming ladies man and everything. It's a wonderful transformation to see. It happened in my life. It happened in a lot of guys I've been able to consult, or guys I've just been able to observe, and it will change your life. And for a lot of guys, that one facet of life, being more charming, being more appealing, being more attractive to women, that really is the if you learn how to channel it and direct it the right way, don't shun it. Have your fun, but then keep your focus. That's when you start rolling. That's when you start rolling. Money, financial wise, relationship wise, your sex life, all that is going to start rolling when you learn how to use that energy the right way. But that only comes when you become a success in your mind, when you become really unconcerned with that aspect of your life. When you loosen it, the I don't know, when you loosen the constraint it has on you, Because if it's an obsession for you, it has you in bondage. When you loosen that chain that it has on you, it actually becomes more accessible. It becomes easier to you. Don't overwork to do this. You know, when you're working on that aptitude, that charm, and that knowledge, they go hand in hand, and it starts to systematize itself, where it's just a part of your life, it's a part of your thinking, and it radiates out from you. Really does. Shows on your face, shows when you walk. What is it, ABW? What are you talking about? It. Well, I don't want to be too elusive, but you'll know when it comes to you. And you know what? It comes, and sometimes it goes. It might go for a day. You might just have an off day. Might have an off season. Might have an off week. Like I said, an off season happens where you don't have it. But you know when you have it. When I say it, it's that extra level. It's that extra gear. It's that extra motivation that pushes you. It's that extra focus. It's that extra confidence. It's when you're putting in 100% in your business and your job. You're getting you're getting accolades, and you're progressing. When you're putting 100%, or you're pushing it in the gym or outside, as far as your physical fitness, you're doing all that right. You're eating right. Your body's looking good. You know, the money's rolling in. The women are rolling in. When you have it, if you haven't had it before, and all the extracurricular. Let me say this: all the extracurricular stuff that comes from it is not what is it. It's not what it's all about. You know the feeling when you're doing everything right, and you're receiving the gifts or the fruits that you think you receive. You know when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that's it. And then it comes. It comes. And if you haven't felt it yet, keep working towards it, and you will get it. You will get it. And when you get it, it's beautiful, man. It really is. And I hope I can help you get that. I hope I can help you get that. I want you to get that one female that you want. I want you to get, hey man, if you want to, if you've never experienced the thrill of having multiple women at a time, dealing with them at one time or one season, I want you to experience that. I can help you do that. If you want to find that one that you can trust, and that you know is a viable partner, I want you to experience that too. You have one that you want to help, if you want to grow with. If you have one now that you see something further, a brighter future with. If you will have one that you don't want to lose, that you feel like you're losing, I want to help you. I do. I want to help you. Again, perspective is the word of the day. This is your friend, your pal, your buddy, your teacher, your partner, ABW. Appreciate you guys leaving comments, questions, everything. Let me be your buddy. All right.